What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Tabbie Talks video podcast. Not really sure I'm going to be making this a podcast, but it is a video, and it's been a while. It's been a long while. I'm not sure if this will be something that's starting up all over again or just a one-time thing, but for those of you who are new here, my name is Tabbie, and for those of you who are not new here, thank you so much for coming back and supporting me and joining me today. So I'm kind of just flying by the seat of my pants on this one. I have been feeling really compelled and inspired to want to record a video. And so I don't really have much planned, but I know that there is something that I want to say. And as always, just my little disclaimer, everything I talk about here is just from my life experience, my gut feelings, my intuition. And so, as always, you can take it or leave it. A lot of people probably know that my life has changed in a pretty dramatic way over the last 6 months. And not that we're going to talk a lot about that today, but it is important. And those who don't know, unfortunately, my husband passed away. And the reason that I actually felt like I really wanted to record this was because the truth is when I started Tabbie Talks, I don't really know why entirely I felt confident enough to go forward and start talking about my personal opinions or perspectives on things, other than I was just trying to do some good. And so the truth is that even though I was out there trying to spread positivity and give these encouraging messages, the truth is I really didn't feel equipped to do that on 100% level. I figured I had 90% able to give advice, because in the back of my mind, I always thought my vision for this podcast or whatever it was that at some point people could send me messages and leave me comments, and hopefully I would be able to give them a little bit of positivity in order to help encourage them. And the truth is I was always really terrified that the day would come where somebody who lost their spouse, or maybe their spouse was diagnosed with a terminal illness or something, was going to come to me and I was going to have nothing for them. And so it's really interesting because as life has unfolded for me, that's exactly what ended up happening. So not that I feel 100% equipped to do this, but I certainly feel like I can try. And so I hope, for today, my intention for today is that whatever I say here just encourages you. And, not that I want to say that having one extreme loss or obstacle in your life is different than another extreme, because there is a tendency to say death is the absolute worst thing that somebody could go through, or having a terminal illness is the worst thing somebody could go through. But the truth is that all of the obstacles that I've overcome in my life have prepared me for the obstacles that have come and are certain to continue to come. And so I don't feel like it's important that, or I think it's important that everybody understands that no matter what you're going through, it doesn't mean that just because somebody might have it worse than you, that your problems are somehow irrelevant or not as important. Because challenges are challenges no matter what. No matter how they hit you, it's a challenge. And I feel like, to be perfectly honest, that my challenges that I've had in my life have just primed me for this and to move forward. Because if there's anything that I've always overcame during any period of my life, it was not so much as overcoming the obstacle, it was coming back to myself. It was relying on myself to give me what I need to pick me up. And although I have amazing people in my life right now that encourage me and support me, which is absolutely vital. At the end of the day, when it comes to moving forward in your life, it all comes back to you. So my real message, the thing that I was the most excited and inspired, I guess, to talk about this, and I've been thinking about it for a while, is that no matter what you're dealing with, I can tell you that in order to be in some kind of good place, the only thing you have to do is have acceptance. Acceptance for the situation, acceptance for how you feel, acceptance for the unknown. And that acceptance is what will provide you with the clarity or the neutral ground to be able to see things from a clearer perspective so that you can move forward, even if you don't know how that looks. Because when we don't have acceptance, the opposite of acceptance, in my opinion, is resistance. You're resisting whatever's happening to you on all levels. So you can even be resisting good things. It's not just about resisting the bad things that have happened to you. You can be resisting the good things that are coming to you because it's so foreign or unknown that it's scary. And so the couple of things that I want to hopefully encourage you to help you with whatever it is that you're dealing with. So, like, let's say, for example, you got fired from your job, or you are in a breakup, or in a new relationship, or you're embarking on a new career in your life, or you have lost your spouse, or you are about to get married, or something to that effect. It doesn't really matter what side of the spectrum you're on, because our bodies, our minds perceive the unknown, oftentimes, whether it's good or whether it's bad, as scary, or it makes us want to retreat to our comfort zone or whatever. So if you can learn how to accept your circumstances, so if it's bad, like you have lost somebody, or you have experienced a loss, no matter what that loss is, if you can just try to accept the situation as it is, that will allow you to stop suffering. So in my experience, what happened for me and why this is such a pinnacle piece of advice that I want to try to help share with you was that after he passed away, I continuously wanted to just resist what was happening. This wasn't the plan. How could this happen? And those are all normal. So first and foremost, I should have accepted myself for feeling all those ways, because that's okay. Secondly, I had to become accepting of the situation, in that, as much as it pains me to say this, and this is still true, to say it out loud, and maybe people aren't going to like me saying this, but for me, is that I had to accept that maybe that there was something right about this. So if I believe in fate, destiny, and I needed for myself to accept that this was the plan. This was God's plan, or the universe's plan. And once I was able to do that, I was able to stop resisting all of my thoughts about how this shouldn't be happening and blah, blah, blah. So no matter what you're going through, you can try to if you can just say to yourself, no matter what it is, maybe there's something right about this situation. That doesn't mean you have to like it. That does not mean that you have to go, oh, okay, well, then if there's something right about this, then I can just check that off my list and let's not think about it. Nope, that's not it. This is just about taking that first step. Because when you can open up to accepting the direction in which your life is flowing, then it allows you to go with the flow. You're moving with the current versus trying to work against where whatever is happening is taking you. And I really like a lot of analogies that I come up with. It's I picture you're in a car, but in this scenario, I picture being in a boat. Like imagine it's just your canoe and you are on the water. And I feel like the canoe is you and the water is like your flow of life. And you have two oars. And at some point you can either hate the direction in which the flow is going, and you can pick up the oars and you can try to paddle your way out of wherever it is that the direction of the water is taking you. But if you're familiar with water, and depending on how big a body of water is, in which case I like to imagine life is the biggest body of water there is, paddling against that current is only going to exhaust you. It's only going to wear you out, because ultimately it's going to take you're going to be floating wherever you're supposed to be going anyways. It's just a matter of like, are you turning around and going against the current? Or maybe it would just be better to just put the oars back in the boat, or freaking get rid of them and just lay down and let the water take you where it's going to take you. Because I still don't believe that whatever's to come is going to be bad. In fact, I really believe that God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, has my best interest in mind. I believe that wherever my boat or canoe is headed in a place that's better than I can ever even imagine. So I don't know if that helps, but it is sort of what's in my head and my heart. And I just wanted to share it with you. And I hope that this can encourage you. And I would like to think that I might have some more encouraging words to come, but I am just going to accept that I don't know. And, if I do, then I certainly will jump on and see what I can share with you. So I just hope wherever you're at, you are trying to just accept your situation, good, bad, or ugly, indifferent, whatever it is. And I hope that can bring you some peace, because I do know that it's my acceptance that I really feel has been the turning point, or like the single changing thing that if I could go back and say, how have I been able to move forward? How was I able to find some strength within myself? It started with my acceptance of my life and the plan and the way things went. And I feel like it's helping me. It's helped me. So I hope that you have a really beautiful day, and I hope that this message serves you well. And just like I always say, keep shining your light, because the world needs it. See you later.